Alright. So, as always, if anyone needs me to give any answer any recap questions, I can do so, but otherwise, I think I will get started. Alright. We are picking up from the beginning of chapter 3. Oops. Wait. Why are you doing that? Alright. Normally it doesn't go quite that fast. Okay. Secret something. Chapter 3. Secret something. Secret practices! There we go. Alright. So, I don't know why it didn't send me back far enough to actually be able to properly read the chapter, but that's fine. We got it eventually. So, chapter 3, Secret Practices, is what that looked like. I decide to go search for Karma as soon as I am done with Mr. Broom. Oh, maybe the highlight my message must be a default channel point redemption thing. Alright, well that's good. There is a thing to use channel points on. Good to know, good to know. Anyway, right. I decide to go search for Karma as soon as I am done with Mr. Broom. Or as soon as it is done with me. Lucette thinking to herself. He should be sitting at the bar or at a table. I find him at the usual table talking to Walt, who has his hands on a box. Karma. Why, if it isn't the princess? Lovely morning, isn't it? Lucette. It is the same as any other. Karma. Nonsense! Every morning brings new opportunities. Right, Waltz? Waltz. I guess so. Every day there's another chance for a good deed, princess. Lucette. Right. Karma. No clever comments today, princess. I do so enjoy them. Lucette thinking to herself. Maybe coming to Karma was a bad idea. Karma. I would love to stay and offer advice, but Waltz and I better be off. We do have work to do. Waltz. You mean that you are going to put me to work? Oh, hello! Yay, thank you! Sorry if you, so I just made affiliate, so you may have seen, ad roll, and if so, sorry about that, but yeah, I'm very excited. I am officially a Twitch affiliate now, so hopefully it won't run too many ads during the thing, but I'll be looking into the settings for that later, because this is still all very exciting and shiny and new. So, anyway. Set. Work? Karma. Parfait asked us to pick up some provisions for the tavern. Waltz. She asked us, but in the end it will be me carrying everything. Karma. You'd make a lady carry everything? Karma suddenly stops, then whirls to look at me with wide eyes. Karma. Oh! Lucette thinking to herself. I cannot say that I like the glimmer in his eyes. Oh, yes, please do send me. Yes, I would love to see screenshots of what your ad roll setup looks like. So, please do that, thank you. Karma. How would you like to help Princess Lucette? I'm sure this would count as one of your good deeds. Waltz. I'm pretty sure that's not how this works. Karma. Oh, Waltz, you're no fun. Lucette, thinking to herself. Helping Karma carry things does not sound pleasant, but... Out loud. I'll go. Karma. Shocked. Truly? Oh my! Waltz, it seems I will not be requiring your assistance today. Waltz. Princess, are you sure? Lucette thinking to herself. Perhaps this might be considered good. Besides, I'll finally get to leave this place for the first time since I've been here. Out loud. I am sure. Waltz. Okay, take good care of the princess, Karma. At some point, I feel like I've got, like, kind of slight voice distinctions for different characters, but I don't do it quite to the degree that sometimes I feel like I'd like to. So at some point, I want to kind of come up with a different tone of voice for waltz, but I haven't quite gotten there yet, so. Anyway, Karma. Of course! For the rest of the day, Karma takes me to different shops around the town, reading off a long list and giving me the coins to buy things. I notice that the townspeople treat me nicely when the two of us are together. Lucette, thinking to herself. I do not understand why everyone likes Miss Karma so much, but maybe it is because they do not really know him. We stop in the middle of town and sit at a small cafe on the outskirts to take a break. Miss Karma is still the picture of elegance. Lucette, out loud. Why do you dress like a woman? Karma, shocked. Karma. Darling, not so loud. Lucette. Why is this even a secret? Karma. It's related to my curse. I mentioned that before, didn't I? Lucette. Silence. What was your curse again? Thinking to herself. Karma was one of the only people at the tavern who did not share what his curse was. Karma. Is knowing my curse even so important? Lucette. You know what my curse is, so tell me what yours is. You dragged me around town to help carry your things. Karma. But princess, those weren't even my things. Lucette. They weren't mine either. Karma. Okay, I will tell you, though it is very sad. Lucette. I do not think a curse is meant to be a happy thing. Ah, I see. Karma. I have the beauty's curse. It is what forces people to fall in love with me every time they see my handsome face. Lucette, thinking to herself. Is that really a curse? That does not seem awful at all. Oh, Lucette, that is such a, oh. I mean, of course she would not really have the context for this, but that is definitely a very naive look at it. Oh, it is immediately obvious to me how that is a curse. Everybody you meet falling madly in love with you? Yeah, that would get old real fast. And, like, I still object to the phrasing from earlier in the game of, as a man, Karma hates being flirted with, but I as someone with this very frustrating curse, Karma has come to hate being flirted with, makes a lot of sense. Lucette had never seen Love Potion number 9 movie. Yup. Okay, we have choices. Let's see. Let me save this. Let's use this slot for choice-based things. You do not seem to be earning channel points. That usually means you're not being counted as a viewer? I do not know what causes that, but, like, I've read that the surest way to tell if Twitch is properly counting you as a viewer is that you are earning channel points. I appreciate testing the point redemption. Thank you for that. Alright, now I gotta make a decision on this choice. Alright, so I think it's terrible, but Lucette obviously doesn't think it's terrible, and I kind of want to answer the way I think Lucette would answer. So, and of course, as always, if the choice doesn't give me the little correct choice indicator, we will go back and replay it. But I'm going to try answering the Lucette, the answer that feels correct for Lucette, which is, it's not that terrible. Lucette. I do not think it's that terrible. You can work around it. You have your disguise. Karma. Yes, I suppose I do, don't I? Lucette. People loving you isn't such a bad thing, is it? Thinking to herself. Everyone loves Miss Karma. Meanwhile, I cannot even get my father to look in my direction. Karma. I'd prefer a person to love me as I am, not because they are compelled to do so because of a curse. And that is also very relevant. I can feel his eyes on me. I refuse to look at him, thinking that his gaze must be filled with judgment. It is terrible is the right choice. Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna go back. Well, in that case, it sounds like I ought to have gone with my instinct, which was... It is terrible. It's very obviously terrible. Like, there are so many downsides to everybody falls in love with you just by looking at you. Like, that is a terrible curse. Alright. So. I guess I kind of would want to say the other thing. I mean, in that, it feels like... So Lucette has clearly not grasped why this would be a difficult thing to deal with, so it feels like a little bit more honest for Lucette, but, like, my personal opinion is that that would genuinely be awful, especially, like... So the one of the places where everyone falls in love with you by just at a glance becomes a problem is the harassment that you're gonna get because of that. Like, it's not... You don't... I don't know, maybe it's a perspective thing, but, like, no, everyone being in love with you is gonna come with so many complications. Like, especially, like, you're gonna just get, like, first of all, you get, like, harassment and, like, from people being like, boom, now I'm winning channel points. Oh, good, good. But, like, so everyone coming up to you and being like, oh, I love you so much, you're also going to get people being like, I love you so much that, like, you know, there's going to be people who are just instinctively a little bit yandere about it, who are all like, I love you so much, you have to be with me, these other people don't deserve you. And then you're also going to have problems of if people fall in love with you regardless of their circumstances, you're going to have people be like, oh, I'm in love with you, and, like... But maybe they're already in a relationship, and then it becomes complicated and dramaful because the person that they're in a relationship gets upset with them, but it wasn't actually, like... And like, all of these things are complications that, like, can happen from being flirtatious, but it's like, if you're being flirtatious, you're trying, you're to some extent understand that these are potential consequences, but... You get, like, that dude who shot the president to make Jodie Foster like him. Yeah, that kind of level of obsessive interest. That is what I would be most afraid of. And then there's also the one that Karma just said when I answered it's not that terrible, which is, like, nobody loves him for him. They just love him for his looks, and that's kind of a depressing place to be. You want people to like you for you. Anyway, I do apologize, because I feel like probably most of this was stuff that was obvious. I just kind of, like, was like, it's so bad I want to go down the list. So yeah, there are many bad things about people falling magically in love with you. Many bad things. Exactly. So, in context, like, I, the player, definitely want to answer it's terrible. But it does feel weird because, like, literally Lucette's previous thought was, that doesn't sound so terrible. Which makes it sort of weird that the correct choice is the one that doesn't feel natural for Lucette to say. But anyway, it is terrible. Terrible, isn't it? Yes, it is. Karma. Shocked. Oh, you know the other reason why that might make sense as a correct point, even if Lucette doesn't wholly feel that way, the fact that Karma's first reaction here is shock, is that probably he's tried to tell people that this is difficult, and he always gets the, oh, but it can't be that bad, right, response, and so maybe this is, like, a new and unique thing of, oh, someone just believed me when I said that, and that could be why it's the right choice. Yeah, that's why Karma dresses as a woman. It's a way to avoid the effects of his curse. Yeah. Certainly it would avoid for the most part, it would avoid the jealous boyfriend's problem. And theoretically, and it was made clear that he has fighting skills, so in terms of men creepy hitting on him, it seems like he can fend them off physically if need be. Yeah, this is causing problems. Let me do this. Yeah, alright, sorry, I was having trouble reading my chat, and, like, that's no good. I want to be able to read my chat, but I just figured out I can pop it out! Yay! So my thought was for Lucette, it makes sense to say that's not so bad, but, like, probably it's showing more empathy to say the other thing. Yeah, okay, he will say exactly that. Yes, people don't agree with him that it's terrible. Yeah, it's because we all know. Oh God, no, you're totally right. Okay, so in order, it makes more sense for Lucette to say it's not terrible, but it's a more empathetic response to say that to agree, and that makes a lot of sense. And also, apparently, I'm guessing correctly that Karma will in fact follow this up immediately by saying, in fact, nobody ever actually agrees with me. And so it's a bit okay. So that makes sense, because then it's a more empathetic response, and it is a more, oh wow, somebody who just believes me the first time. And then also, all right. So and then last chat. Ah yes, because as we all know, men do not consider other women competition, etc., etc. Insert rant here. Agreed, wholeheartedly. But the fact of the matter is, though, that while bad toxic masculinity tendency, it is true. It's an accurate tendency. So it makes a lot of sense to me that Karma would be choosing to present female, because that's going to, for him particularly, gonna reduce a lot of the issues that he probably would have been running into. So that makes sense. Anyway, all right. Karma is shocked. Lucette. What? Karma. Aw, yeah, exactly. Karma. Most people don't agree with me. Oh, and that's actually a good reason for Lucette to agree, even if she didn't immediately think so. Like, as Lucette says, it does not make sense for a witch to cast a good curse on you. Karma. I guess it doesn't, does it? Let me mute that sound that just popped up. Do. Normally, I remember to mute my notifications. Sorry about that. Karma. Silence. Thank you, Princess Lucette. Lucette thinking to herself. Why is he thanking me? Still, it feels like I am missing something. Is that really the entirety of his curse? Out loud. But don't people fall in love with you when you are a woman as well? Karma. Out loud. Wait, why would I specify out loud? yeah, no worries. I would know. For example, if he didn't dress as a woman, Jurian and the other women would fall in love with him. I mean, bold of both the creators and the in-universe, to assume that women won't fall in love with him anyway, but like, if a straight woman falls in love with him while he's dressed as a woman, it would be easier for her to write it off. I could, and just kind of channel it into admiration instead. So I can buy it from that angle. Yeah, because clearly bi people don't exist. I mean, to be fair, Karma is specifying sometimes it is lust, but yeah, nah, this game doesn't really particularly acknowledge the existence of people who are queer, which is, it's fine. I mean, I still think if we assume that is a thing that people is not socially acceptable, then even if people are falling in love with him as, even if women are falling in love with him as a woman, you'll run into, they will be more likely to not cause a fuss about it, so. Yep, you're nitpicking, but I mean, I am also nitpicking. Lucette is not affected by his curse because she is cursed too, just like he is not affected by her curse. Yeah, right. Oh, that makes sense. That is important also, because then it means that this, because yeah, that would be very uncomfortable to start a romantic, to start a love, romance route with, and I'm magically in love with you. So it's much nicer to be starting off. It's just a requirement of his curse. Oh, okay. You know what? That is a really good. That is a totally valid clarification. And sorry, I'm just taking a moment to turn on some lights. And all right, yes, no. I hadn't even thought of it. This is magic, and that could just be Okay. Okay, I like that, actually. That makes sense. I mean, they might clarify it more, and I just haven't gotten there yet, so I should continue rather than complain. But, like, no, I like that a lot as an explanation, actually. That it is a requirement of his curse that he be male, and if people perceive him as female, it won't activate the curse. That's actually really clever. That's a really clever workaround, and I like that better, and it feels a lot less, what are you talking about? Gay people don't exist, than when there is an actual magical reason to it. His curse only exists when he is presenting as a man. That's actually really cool. All right, you know what? Take back. Like, there's still been a couple of statements here and there that are like, you know, this game was obviously not written, like, to be, like, super rainbow friendly, but, like, I like that a lot better, actually. I like that having that in-universe context of, it's not that women can't fall in love with women, it's that it is a literal workaround to his curse because of wording. And that actually makes it very clever. And that flips me around to appreciating that bit of writing, actually, because I actually think that's really cool to get around the letter of the curse by, like, you know, it's like the thing where, like, you know, in the, like, when you have the scary fae deals, and you have to have the wording really precise if you want, like, and so then you can work around, like, fairy curses and stuff like that. So, you know, witch curses, fairy curses, same idea, by finding loopholes in the wording exactly like this. Alright, so. Lucette. But don't people fall in love with you when you are a woman as well? Karma. No, princess. That love is admiration or appreciation. Sometimes lust. Lucette. And when you're a man? Karma. They swarm to me like moths to a light. It becomes suffocating. Lucette. Whom does it affect? Karma. Yep, and here it is explicitly explained. The curse only affects women. It is a condition of the curse that they be a woman and that I be a man. It is part of the fairy tale. Lucette. Which fairy tale? Karma. The one with... Oh! Karma suddenly stands up and points at a man selling red apple-like candies. He pulls me over, insisting that we try one. Yep. I just didn't give the game a chance. If I had just gone a little bit further. I was underestimating them. They were actually doing something quite clever. I tried to bring up the subject of the curse again, but to no avail. Karma somehow manages to be distracted for the rest of the day and is able to effectively dodge my questions. Somehow is distracted the rest of the day, surely not entirely intentionally avoiding the question. Lucette, thinking to herself. Is Karma hiding something from me? Why would he? I thought pairing up meant helping each other break our curses. Does he not want to break his curse? Parfait. Oh, thank you so much, Lucette. We were in dire need of these supplies. Karma. I supervised her well, didn't I? Parfait. Of course, dear. Lucette. He did not do anything. Karma. Shocked. Princess, you wound me. Lucette. It's the truth. Karma. But we had that nice talk. Lucette. You avoided half of my questions. Karma lets out an exasperated sigh that becomes a very forced yawn. Karma. I'm going to go to bed. Today has been a tiring day. Please excuse me, darlings. Sleep well. Parfait. Sleep well, Karma. Karma walks away, leaving me alone with Parfait. Parfait. He's not so bad, you know? Lucette. I do not know why I agreed to work with him. Parfait. Give him a chance, Lucette. Lucette. I did not get a single good deed today. Parfait. It is not just about the act, but about the intentions. Lucette. Silence. Thinking to herself, did Karma just use me then? Out loud. I am tired. I am going to bed. Thinking to herself, tonight I will rethink my partnership. I barely sleep that night. When I wake up the next day, my body is sore from carrying supplies around town yesterday. The more I think about Karma, the more my anger boils inside of me. Lucette, thinking to herself, how could I not have gotten a good deed yesterday? I decide to find him first thing in the morning. I mean, like, clearly Lucette has not quite grasped what everyone keeps saying about intentions matter. Doing nice things because you're trying to accrue a nice deed is not quite the same as doing nice things with no expectation of reward. I see him at his usual table, once again staring out the window. A dark aura seems to surround him, and I notice that no one is sitting with him today. Lucette. Karma. Karma. Silence. Lucette, thinking to herself. He keeps staring outside, and his eyes are glassy. Lucette, out loud. Karma! Karma, shocked. Oh, princess, good morning. Lucette. It is far from a good morning. I did not sleep at all last night. Karma. What a shame. Let me actually try to read that. What a shame. His voice is surprisingly cold, his tone rather dismissive. Lucette. I was too busy thinking about yesterday. You told me that helping you would maybe help me complete a good deed. Karma. Silence. I point at my necklace, which hasn't changed at all since I received it. Lucette, out loud. Do you see? Not another piece. Excuse me. Karma. You get pieces added to your glass slipper. That's charming. Lucette. I was thinking that pairing up with you was a bad idea. Karma. Shocked. Princess, did you just say that you were paired up with me? Lucette. I did. You must have known. Karma. Oh my, I just assumed you wanted to help me. I didn't know you were pairing up with anyone. Lucette. Silence. Thinking to herself. That's right. I never told him directly I wanted to partner up. Should I have? Out loud. Well, it does not matter what I say anymore, because I do not think you can help me. Karma. Princess, I can't help you do a good deed. You have to do them on your own. I can present you with opportunities, though. Lucette. Opportunities? Karma. We start first by thawing the ice around your heart. Lucette, thinking to herself. So even Karma is calling me the Ice Princess. Out loud. At least I speak my mind and don't pretend to be someone I'm not. Karma. Silence. Lucette. And I do not promise things I cannot deliver either. Karma. Princess, I do believe you misinterpreted my words yesterday. Lucette, thinking to herself. That is not my fault. Karma. Patience is a virtue. Now, if you could, I would like some time alone. I did not sleep well yesterday. Voice. Didn't sleep well? Oh dear, that makes all three of us. Ah, yes, Rumpel. I turn around and see Rumpel appear at the front door. He strides towards the table with a confident grin on his face, then takes another seat. Karma lets out a sigh. Karma. Foul man, what are you doing here? Rumpel. You flirt with a man once and he hates you, is that it? Karma. No, you flirt with a man and then you insult him unnecessarily. Rumpel. Oh, I thought it was all in good fun. Karma. Silence. Lucette, thinking to herself. Something about the expression on Rumpel's face tells me that is not true at all. Are they always going to be at each other's throats now? Out loud. What are you doing here, Rumple? Rumple. I couldn't help but overhear that you were looking for a partner, Princess. Affrentum says, okay, bye. Okay, thanks for stopping in, Affrentum. Karma. Silence. Rumple. I thought I might offer my assistance, since I know I can make you far happier than this fool over here. Karma. Shocked. Karma. Would you like me to hit you again? Rumple. What is the problem, sir? I only came to provide assistance where you could not. Rumple turns to me, grabs my hand, and winks at me. Rumple. What do you say, Princess? We could be wonderful partners, and in no time at all, I swear I would have your heart aflutter. Nice. Before I can slap his hand away, Karma slaps him instead. I cannot help the surprise on my face. Karma. Would you like another slap? I am in no mood for pleasantries today. Rumple. I don't know how I ever mistook you for a lady. You are the most brutish man here. Rumple. Shocked. Karma. A slap for each cheek, darling. Would you like a third? Rumple stands abruptly from the table and glares at Karma. I can almost see electricity bouncing between the two of them as they stare over my head at each other. I see Jurian walking towards us with a stern look on her face. Rumple. I would never hurt a person unnecessarily. I don't resort to violence. Karma. My, then that gives me all the openings I need. Alright, well, we will save this choice, but I know which one I want. I have two options, and I know which one I like better. Stand up for Rumple, or slap Rumple. I do get pretty tired of his bullshit, and I'm gonna try that option. I lean forward to slap Rumple from his blind slot. Yeah, slap his ass, exactly. I lean forward to slap Rumple from his blind spot. Rumple. Shocked. Both of the men turn to stare at me. I look at the red spot I left on Rumple's cheek and wince. Lucette thinking to herself, I don't think I have ever slapped a person for anyone else before. My chest feels slightly heavy. Rumple. Princess? Karma. Silence. Lucette. You are being ridiculous. I have told you many times that I do not appreciate your flirting, and Karma doesn't either. Thinking to herself, such a persistent man needs to be slapped a few times. Rumple puts a hand to his cheek and stares at me, distraught. Karma. You deserved that. Jurian. Alright, what's happening over here? Jurian comes to stand in front of us, her expression stern. Rumple. Nothing, I was just showing myself out. Excuse me. Rumple leaves, and I am alone with Karma. He slumps back down into his chair. After making sure that he won't do anything rash again, Jurian leaves us. I'm so sad because this seems to have not been the correct choice. Ugh, game, why you be like this? Oh well. We'll see how it goes the other way. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Excuse me. Oh, okay, yep, there is something I'm missing, which is that Karma is acting out of character, so interrupting and being like, hey, Karma, what are you doing might actually be important in this scene. I waited until it seemed like it was transitioning, and that's usually the point at which I will go back. Well, we'll see. I'll get back to the same point and then... Excuse me. Lucette thinking to herself. No matter how annoying Rumple is, I don't think he deserves to be abused so much. Besides, Karma does not usually lash out like this. And that's the part. That's why I think that this might have been the right choices. Because Karma's acting out of character. I moved to stand in front of Rumple. Rumple. Shocked. Princess? Lucette. This is pathetic, Karma. I know you're not in the mood for pleasantries, but that is no excuse to hurt Rumple. Karma. Princess, please move. Lucette. You are acting like a petulant child. Karma. Silence. Fine. You're right. Lucette, thinking to herself. I wasn't expecting him to so easily admit to a mistake. I turned to Rumple. Lucette. I was only standing up for you, Rumple, because Karma is annoying me. I looked down at my necklace, but there is no extra piece. Thinking to herself. So that wasn't a good deed either. Jurian. Alright, what's happening over here? Wait. Was this not the right choice either? Well, I'll keep going. Maybe I didn't go far enough in the first one. Jurian comes to stand in front of us, her expression stern. Rumple. Oh, nothing, my sweet. I was just showing myself out. Thank you, Princess Lucette. Rumple leaves, and I am alone with Karma. He slumps back into his chair. After making sure he won't do anything rash again, Jurian leaves us. There it is. Yep. It was Lucette being like, Karma, what the fuck? What is up with you today? You are acting ridiculous. That was the key to why that one wasn't the right choice. And she still told off Rumple. I appreciated that a lot, actually, that she turned around and was like, look, the only reason I am standing up for you right now is because Karma's being worse. You're not in the clear. Karma. I'm sorry, Princess. It appears I really was being a child. Rumple is harmless, and there was no reason for me to act as uncivilized as I did. What would Father think? Lucette. Father? Karma. Oh, it's nothing. But please, if you would, can you give me some time alone? Lucette. Fine. I leave Karma sitting there by himself and return to the front of the tavern, where Ennis has more chores waiting for me. Today I have to work as a server, which is still better than working with Mr. Broom. The usual people are at the tavern, and I overhear conversations as I work. At one point, Garland walks over to the bar, and Ennis serves him a drink. He looks sullen, and I watch him curiously for a few moments. Then I notice that he is staring at Jurian, who is talking sternly to two drunken men continuously clacking their bottles together at a table. Jurian. If you make too much of a scene here, you're going to bother the other customers. Man A. But the same people are here all the time, eh? Man B. We're not bothering anyone, hun. Garland. Silence. Excuse me. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but she didn't stand up for Karma, and that had been sweet, and, Rumple needed it. Yeah. I see why the game has that one as the right choice, but there were definitely things I really liked about the other choice. Oh well. Garland. Silence. Lucette, thinking to herself. Garland looks so agitated. What is wrong with him? Jurian. I will not stand to have you call me that again. Man A. Listen up, woman. You may have been a knight of the palace before, but you got no such title now. Garland stands up, and I can see silent anger in his eyes. A few people at the bar look up at him with worry. Jurian. I may have no title, but I still demand respect. Ennis. Sir Garland? Are you okay? He looks back at us almost like he is coming out of a trance. Garland. I'm fine. Sorry about that, ladies. He sits back down, glancing once more at Jurian as she continues speaking to the men. They glance at Garland warily, their expressions more somber. Lucette, thinking to herself, why was he acting that way? Garland's usually more composed. Annis. Princess, is something on your mind? Lucette. No. I brush all thoughts of what just transpired from my mind as I return to my work. Hours go by, and my body protests to all of the leaning I have to do. Even though I had to carry a lot around town yesterday, it was nice to be out for a while. Lucette, thinking to herself, maybe I am better off helping him just to avoid all the chores in here. Jurian X Garland, I love this ship too. Yeah, oh man, I was just thinking that. I was like watching that and I'm like, yep. He got capital F feelings for her and was definitely pissed that those dudes were not treating her with respect. But I also really appreciate that Jurian was able and allowed to totally just stand up for herself and be like, excuse you, you will treat me with respect. But yeah, no, I am digging that side relationship, and it is looking very cute. I'm excited for it. Anyway, Lucette thinking to herself, maybe I'm better off helping him to just to avoid the chores in here. At least that stops me from being worked to the bone. Annis. Oh, Princess, you're doing very well today. Lucette. I always perform like this. Annis. But today you're delivering everything really quickly. Lucette. Do you mean to say that I don't perform well on other days? Annis. Shocked. Annis. No, Princess. I only mean to say that today your performance is even better than normal. Lucette just doesn't... This one is so clearly from the way she was raised, right? Like, Lucette's mother was obviously not the sort to pay a compliment, only a criticism. So I think Lucette just doesn't understand how compliments work. Oh, Karma might not be my favorite ally or root, but one thing I like about Karma's root is how Lucette and Karma are shippers on deck for Jurian and Garland. Oh, that sounds lovely. I look forward to that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Lucette thinking to herself, is that supposed to be a compliment? I walk away from Annis, who stares after me sadly. Lucette thinking to herself, if she wanted to give me a compliment, she could have said something that wasn't so backhanded. I don't think Annis meant it to be backhanded, but I also totally get why Lucette would have taken it that way, with the way that, like, she just doesn't have experience with compliments that aren't backhanded. Yeah, exactly. Lucette has a lot to learn, so she needs to unlearn the bad teachings of her mother. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Ugh, it's so unfortunate, because it's just like her mother never would have commented on how well she was doing something unless it was to tell her that she was doing it wrong. So it makes sense that she wouldn't understand that coming from someone as a compliment. As the tavern clears for the day, I finally have time to sit down and relax. As I am sitting there, Waltz pulls up a chair and sits in front of me. Waltz. Hello, Princess. I heard from Annis that you were excellent at your job today. Congratulations on improving. Lucette. Silence. Waltz. Princess? Lucette. So you're mocking me now too? Waltz. Princess, I think you're taking things too seriously. The intention of a compliment is to, well, compliment someone. We're not making fun of you. Lucette. You are implying that I am not normally as good at this. Waltz. We never said that you weren't good at this, only that you were better today. Excuse me. Lucette. Silence. Waltz. Let me give you an example. I put on puppet shows for kids. Sometimes the children come to me and say that the show was even better than usual. Lucette. So the children are telling you that your shows aren't normally satisfactory. Waltz. Not at all. The children always smile, regardless of whether they really like the show. So long as you're trying your best, that's all that matters. The people in the bar are always smiling when you deliver food to them, aren't they? Lucette. No. No one likes me here. Waltz. Maybe if you smiled, they would smile back. Wow. I mean, I actually am kind of with Lucette on this one. Lucette. I am not going to smile for any of them. I do not owe them anything. Waltz. You don't need to owe anyone a smile. Okay, this becomes more problematic. Lucette. Any smile that isn't owed is fake. That is sad. Like, Lucettes right, she doesn't owe anyone a smile. Like, if she doesn't feel like smiling, she shouldn't force herself to smile, is definitely my stance. But at the same time, I also think she's been trained that you shouldn't even smile when you're happy, because that is showing emotions, and showing emotions is a weakness. And that's not good. Lucette should learn that it is okay to smile. And that is relevant. That is an approach I can get behind. Or rather, that it is okay to smile for no reason other than you just wanted to. Waltz. Princess. Lucette. I am leaving, Waltz. I want some time to myself. I walk upstairs to my bedroom, pointedly ignoring the look of sadness on Waltz's face. Lucette. Silence. I have been sleeplessly lying on my bed for hours. Sometimes I hear the sounds of people walking through the hallway. Lucette, thinking to herself, who would be up at this time of night? Out loud. I need to leave and get some fresh air. It is eerily quiet at night. I stop when I hear faint sounds coming from outside. Lucette. What is that? Okay, well, I think the right choice here is probably to go outside, but we will find out. Lucette, thinking to herself. Well, I did say that I needed some fresh air. No point in backing out now. I walk to the front door. Delora. Princess? Lucette. Shocked. I turn and see Delora looking at me with amusement flickering in her eyes. Delora. Princess, what are you doing? Lucette. Getting some fresh air. Delora. It's dangerous out at night, you know? Lucette. You can't just keep me inside like some caged bird. Delora. I didn't say you had to stay inside. I said that it was dangerous. You might need to get your ears checked. Lucette. Then there won't be any problem with me going out right now. Delora. Princess, you only hear what you want to hear. You can't go outside without an escort. Lucette. I am not going to go far. Before Delora can stop me, I walk out the front door and head in the direction of the sounds. Delora. You must be the most disobedient princess I have ever met. Lucette. And you must be the most annoying witch. Delora lets out an undignified snort as she catches up to me. Delora. Fine then, we'll go on this little night stroll together. Delora and I eventually find ourselves in the forest. Okay, now I'm like, was that the wrong choice? But I want to see how this plays out. This reminds me that in Portuguese there are two verbs for the verb to be. One is for more permanent traits and the other is for more temporary traits. So it's common for people to use the temporary to say something like you're beautiful. For example, when seeing someone at a party or something, they mean it as a compliment, but technically speaking, it could mean like you are beautiful in this moment. Oh, that's really cool, actually. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense with this. Oh yes, a forest at night is dumb, lol. Yep, yeah, no. Delora's not wrong. It is not a good call for Lucette to be going out at this time of night. Probably this is the wrong choice, but I want to let it play out a little longer. Delora and I eventually find ourselves in the forest. Lucette, thinking to herself. Those sounds. It sounds like metal against metal. Delora. Well, I guess with you being partnered with Karma, you would find out eventually. Lucette. Excuse me? Or, well, my thing is, though, I was like, I heard klecky sounds, and I'm like, that's gotta be sword sounds. That sounds like a sword. Someone practicing with a sword. And that's probably Karma, so that's why I thought going outside was the right answer. So I'm gonna keep letting it play out, but maybe if I had chosen ignore the sounds, Delora would have shown up and dragged her out. Well, I'll figure it out. I get the answer to my question when we walk through the trees and come into a clearing. I finally see where the sounds are coming from. Oh hey, is that Waltz not in child mode? Is Waltz only a child in the... No, we've seen him at night. Oh no, that's Garland, that's Garland. But they both have black hair. I had a moment. Waltz has red eyes. I don't know how I forgot that. Garland makes a lot more sense. And also you can see the green of his shirt. It's Garland. Yep. I realized that a half second later. Alas. Alright. Two men stand in the clearing, swords clashing. One of the men is Garland, who is poised with his sword. It takes me a moment to realize that the other is Karma, who isn't in a dress. Lucette. So it was he who was with Waltz that night? Okay, I get it, and I will allow for... This is a little bit of a stretch, what is the term? Crap, it's a really common term for it is like... Suspension of disbelief, that's the one I'm looking for. I will allow the suspension of disbelief, but I just gotta say, really, you couldn't tell that the person dressed as a woman with, like, distinct long red hair, who you found out is actually a man who is dressing up as a woman for convenience's sake? It never occurred to you that that might be the same as the man you met the first night? No? No? Yeah, it's the Superman glasses thing. Exactly. I'm just like... It's so obvious. But I'm also getting, you know, I might be getting different visuals than the character is. It was late. It might not have been clear that his hair was that red, but... Well, anyway. Moving on. Red hair and green eyes, too. Yeah, exactly. Like, bright red hair, bright green eyes. You just didn't... we haven't seen anyone else with that coloration, so I think that it just didn't occur to Lucette until now. That's what I'm going with. She just didn't think about who that dude was until seeing Karma in dude clothes and then going, oh, right! Like, she had a lot going on. I'm willing to buy that she just totally forgot that there had been another person that night. Same height, too. Yeah, exactly. Like, there are just so many reasons why it's a little silly that it took her this long to realize. Lucette. So it was he who was with Waltz that night. Neither he nor Garland noticed this at first. Delora. Princess, you're staring. Lucette. Of course I am. What is all of this? Delora. A practice session. Karma is a very talented swordsman, and he practices at night with either Jurian or Garland, depending on who's not on patrol. Lucette. Thinking to herself. Karma can use a sword that well? The king told me once that only knights could have such skill. Just who is Karma? Karma. Oh, if it isn't the princess! Lucette. Shocked. Thinking to... Oh, you know what? It sounds like I should be doing a different voice. I'll try. Alright. I'll work on it. I really want to do... I'm not great with voices, but I like having differentiated voices. So, okay. So I'll try to come up with a slightly different voice for Karma in, like, masculine mode and versus feminine mode. Karma. Oh, if it isn't the princess! Lucette. Shocked. Thinking to herself, his voice is nothing like the feminine voice I always hear from him. Karma actually sounds like a man. I notice him looking at me in between his strikes with a little smile. Lucette thinking to herself, how does he remain so composed and steady with a distraction? Garland. Princess? Karma quickly finds an opening in Garland's hesitant stance and then pins him to the ground with his sword, still smiling. Karma. To be distracted is to die, Garland. Garland. I know. Karma. The ability to see distractions and then put them in the back of your mind is one thing, is one every knight should hone. You must know everything that is happening around you, but only deal with the pertinent things. Garland. Yes, sir. Karma straightens, sword in hand. Moments later, Garland stumbles to his feet and gives an obedient bow. Karma nods at him before sheathing his sword. A slow melancholy begins to creep into my heart. Lucette thinking to herself. For some reason, seeing this sword practice makes me nostalgic, though I am not sure why. Out loud. What are you practicing for? Garland. To protect, princess. Knowing the sword is the same as knowing the shield. It's a means to protect. The thing about his voice will be explained later in the story, but yes, his voice sounds different when he's a man, and that's his real voice. Yeah. Of course, unfortunately, my vocal range is only so wide, so I will try to differentiate between the voices, but it didn't occur to me that, of course, he'd have different voice tone. So I might also, if I want to properly differentiate, I might also pitch my voice higher when he's in femme mode. Lucette. To protect? Thinking to herself. I think I remember having this kind of conversation with them before. Oh, you know what? I just realized also, I definitely picked the wrong choice, and I really need to go back and, like... Apparently, the right answer was to remain inside, because it has been long enough, I am sure that I would have noticed by then. Fair. You don't need to. You are giving them attributions, so you don't need to do voices. Alright. Well, I still like to do a little bit of voicing, but, like, that's a good point, and I will stress out about it. I will try, at least, to be less stressed about it. Like, I'm still gonna do a little bit of vocal differentiation, but I will try not to get hung up on if it's perfect, because it's obviously not. Lucette thinking to herself. On second... Okay, so we have gone back. We have gone back to the point where Lucette was trying to decide if she wanted to go outside to where she heard noises or stay inside, and because I think I must have made the wrong choice by now. We are instead going back to this scene. Ah, yeah. Thank you for using my emote. Yay. So we're going back to this scene and having Lucette decide to stay inside because that's the other choice. Alright, so Lucette thinking to herself, on second thought, maybe it would be too dangerous. Yeah. I turn and see Delora looking at me with amusement flickering in her eyes. Delora. Did you come down to visit Mr. Broom or something? I didn't know you two had gotten so close. Lucette. We haven't. Delora. It was a joke, princess. You really don't have a sense of humor, do you? Lucette. I think it is you who does not have the sense of humor. Delora. Snappy as a crocodile, as always. So what are you doing down here? Couldn't sleep? Me too. Lucette. I heard some sounds. I just wanted to see where they were coming from. Delora. Sounds? Are you really spooked by some sound from the forest? Or are you just too curious for your own good? Curiosity killed the cat, you know? Lucette. I did not ask for your opinion, witch. Delora. Well, the both of us could use some fresh air, don't you think? Alright, there we go. I stare at her in surprise. Delora. Come on, I know a place we can go. Alright, so I'm gonna fast forward this and only read the scenes that were different from when we did this the first time. So Delora and I eventually find ourselves in the forest. Oh, nope, not quite. I want to this. There we go! Everything else was exactly the same. So now we are back to where I had left off. So, Lucette thinking to herself, I think I remember having this kind of conversation with them before. Flashback time! Fritz. I can never figure out how to counter an opponent when they're mere inches from my face. Jurian. My commander called that one the enemy's kiss, a standoff where your eyes lock onto your opponent because of the proximity. Garland. The best way to counter that is to feint the sword in the opposite direction. It throws your opponent off because they're not looking. Fritz. Oh, that makes sense. But the enemy's kiss, what a name. Jurian. It seems so dramatic for a sword move, doesn't it? Fritz. Swordplay is dramatic though, isn't it? Lucette. Isn't the most effective swordplay not meant to be flashy? Fritz. Princess! I didn't notice you there. Jurian. Good morning, princess. Well, the most effective swordplay cannot be predicted. Garland. The commander says it needs to be robust. And quick. Fritz. Sometimes swordplay can look like dancing, though, which is why some think that professionals are flashy. Lucette. That seems unnecessary. Jurian. Everyone has their own methods, their own skills. All of us knights fight for different reasons as well. Lucette. Isn't it to protect all of us in the palace? Jurian. Well, yes, but we protect everyone in the castle for different reasons, princess. Lucette, thinking to herself. The knights protect for different reasons. I turn to Karma. Lucette. But Karma, you are not a knight. Karma. No, I am most definitely not, but since Garland and Jurian begged me to teach them, I have somehow become their mentor. Lucette. There is no way Garland and Jurian would do that. Thinking to herself. After all, the both of them were the best knights in Angiel before they were stripped of their titles. Garland. Karma actually speaks the truth. Jurian and I really did have to get down on our knees and beg for him to instruct us. Lucette. What? Thinking to herself. Is Karma really so talented? Karma. So you're finally impressed with me. What do you think, princess? I am the picture of elegance in this outfit, aren't I? Delora. You know, I don't know why you and Rumple fight so often. You really are very similar. Karma. Don't compare me to that fool. He has no class. Delora. Just because you come from different backgrounds doesn't mean he has less class. ROFL, yes, 100% agreed. Just because, although Delora makes a good point. Just because you came from different backgrounds doesn't mean he has less class. On the other hand, it's not because they come from different backgrounds that Rumple doesn't have class. It's because Rumple's kind of a pushy asshole that he doesn't have class. Karma. Silence. Lucette. So the reason you were so tired today is because you do these practices at night? Indeed, but he just does, yeah. Yep. Like, perhaps a good reminder for Karma. Maybe Karma is a person who gets overly full of himself and forgets about class divide being not great, but in this case, I actually do think Karma was correct. Anyway, Karma. Ho ho, I suppose I've been caught red-handed. Lucette thinking to herself. Why does this have to be a secret? Does it have to do with Karma's curse? But he is not in his disguise now. Out loud. We could have been working on breaking our curses today, but no, you decided that staying up late into the night and practicing was more important. That was probably why you were grumpy this morning. Karma. Well, our protection is vital, don't you think? Lucette. Garland, you were at the palace. How is it that Karma possesses more skill with the sword than you? Delora. Princess! Garland. Karma is special, princess. He's more talented with the sword than a lot of other people. Karma. And I do pride myself on being a splendid instructor. But never fear, princess. I will help you dispel your curse. After all, you did just suggest that we were still partners. Lucette thinking to herself, can he really help me with my curse? But how will he do that just by presenting opportunities? Karma. We'll try again tomorrow, darling. But for now, Garland and I have some more work to do. This time, Garland, do not lose focus. Garland. Yes, sir. The sound of swords carries through the night air, and for a long while I stand with Delora watching the two men fight. Karma chides Garland often, telling him that his concentration is waning. Lucette thinking to herself, Karma is a good swordsman, perhaps even better than the palace knights. His nimble swordplay repeats again and again in my head, even when I return to the tavern for the night. Oh. This is a Lucette childhood flashback, which means probably a content warning for... Yeah. We're just gonna assume that there's a content warning here for emotional abuse. Maybe gaslighting. Specifically emotional abuse from a parent to a child. Right, so, Mother. Lucette, I've told you before that the knights are an unruly bunch. Lucette. But Mother, they are so much fun to watch. Mother. They are dangerous, Lucette. Any person with a sword has the potential to use it on you. Lucette. But father says that those knights are supposed to protect me. Mother. That they are, as that is their order. But as people, they may not be so good, Lucette. Lucette. Not so good? Mother. The king has told you that the knights are meant to use swords to protect you, but you cannot trust them completely. Lucette. Even though father said that they would keep me safe? Mother. Sometimes the people we trust are the most deceitful, and a man with a sword has a weapon to use against you. No matter what he says, be wary that he can turn on you. Wow! Lucette's mother. Sometimes the people we trust are the most deceitful. Huh? Huh? Yeah. That's a statement. That's a hypocritical, ironic statement that Lucette's mother sure just made to her. Mother. Haven't I told you before that you should not trust people? Lucette. But the knights are... Mother. Even knights can be treacherous, Lucette. Do not trust a man with a sword. He can be dangerous. Lucette. Yes, Mother. I understand. Mother. Try to understand, my sweet. I only want you to be safe. Lucette. Yes, I understand. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable with her, Mother. Oh, I mean, I always expect to get bad abuse vibes every time there's a flashback to her mother, but like, ugh. Alright, boop. Alright, so that was today's chapter. Thank you, as always, for joining me, and I hope to see, so my next stream is going to be this Wednesday evening. Oh, oops, I didn't mean, I wasn't quite, that's fine. I'll keep my spiel short. I was going to leave the game up in the background so we had nice background music, but that's fine. I am closing down anyway. So my next stream will be Wednesday at, I think, 5:30 or 6 p.m. Eastern, probably 5:30, and I'm just going to be playing my modded Minecraft server, and then on Friday I'm going to be playing Crystalis, and then later in the evening I'm going to be playing Don't Starve Together, probably. Bye! Thanks for coming. And then, of course, next Monday will be Chapter 4 of Karma's Root. So, I hope to see you folks there or sooner. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will be back. On Wednesday. Bye!